here. Make sure everybody's seeing exactly what we're seeing here, that this thing is working tonight. Yours kicked on yet?
Not yet.
Alright. Are you even in the app? No.
It pops up.
Oh, how about that? Auto magically, as I said.
Yeah.
Hey, looks like we're live now. Finally. Such a lag here doing everything over a phone. So welcome everybody. It is Sunday, September the 5th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We allow these live streams to play back later. So if you come on and ask a question and you don't get a response, chances are we're no longer live, but you can still leave a comment and we will answer it. And we're starting to get more and more people on these live streams now. So if you ask a comment and I don't answer it, ask it over and over. No problem doing that. Hopefully I'll get to it. It's just getting to the point now we're getting enough people on here, which is an awesome thing, by the way, that I just can't catch every comment. So we do this once a week and we'll try to get those caught for you. So I see we got a lot of familiar faces on there. Welcome everybody. We're already talking about some crazy stuff again.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Everybody wanting to see Andrew get hurt again. So goodness. So Cash says it looks hot over here. It is. And I want to go ahead and apologize. Y'all let me know. We've got 3 fans running. They're all on low, but I can hear them. If it's drowning us out talking and you can hear them, let me know. I'll go cut them off one by one, but we got to leave something running. It's 92 degrees in the shop right now. Slowly cooling off, but it's hot, y'all. It is real hot. It is absolutely beautiful. It's been gorgeous the last couple of days. Actually, we've had like a 2-day stretch with no rain.
2 days.
What? This is crazy. I can't realize
that. It might
that.
actually dry out.
Yeah, it's been a record. 2 days of no rain. It's been beautiful. And actually, we had a couple what I'll call cool mornings too. You could tell fall was in the air, and it was awesome. But then you give it an hour or two, and it heats up, and you realize, yeah, it's still summer. But the last couple mornings have actually just had a hint of fall. So it's been absolutely amazing. So, all right, good. People saying they can't hear the fans. That's awesome. And if we have any issues with buffering all tonight, I just checked my signal. It looked pretty decent tonight. Just let me know. So it looks like we got Morton all the way from Denmark. Thank you so much for watching us. We truly do appreciate the support there. I know we're starting to get people more and more around the world now, so that's awesome. Hopefully y'all can understand my southern slang here and the way I speak. But obviously you can, or you wouldn't be on the live streams or chatting with us. So we really do appreciate all the people from the States and from all the other countries that are watching and supporting us. It means a heck of a lot. So speaking of people that support us, before we get too far into this, I want to give a couple big thank yous. We got quite a few gifts this week.
Yeah.
As y'all seen on the video today, Mr. Donald sent me a tractor steering wheel knob. It was a simple gift, but it means a lot. But I didn't realize how much I like that thing. I've done used the tractor twice since installing that knob. I love that thing. Why the heck did I not buy one before then, or before now? I absolutely love. What a thoughtful, awesome gift. He also sent me several packs of pencils. I mean, like 48 pencils, and they got engraved stuff on here, all the way from religious pencils, but they've got the Kelley's Country Life, Andrew Tiffany and Bullet. So these are custom-made pencils. That's awesome. I'm always using pencils for my woodworking, and I'll continue to use them throughout the house. Just sharpen them up and work them down, and there's no way I'm going through this many pencils. So that was a thoughtful gift there.
We'll give some away.
Yeah, we may do that too. And he was talking about maybe at the end of all this, we should do a board up in my office or something, where a lot of these sentimental things like this we're getting from people, we might do a memory board of
that would be a good idea.
The house build and the channel. Not like the channel's going away when the house is done. We're just going to go into another project, but it'll be something like that. Also, Mr. Jeff Bell sent me. I'm a huge Craig fan. He sent me a nice Craig clamp and what's called the I think it's called the crosscut. I've actually got to look this up, but it allows you to make quick 45s or straight cuts. You clamp on your workpiece. And I just noticed it has some adjustable arms that come out that I don't even know what the heck they do. I got to go watch a video to figure that out. But like I said, I'm a huge Craig fan. I love tools. Thank y'all so much for sending these gifts in like that. It really does mean a lot. And Van Life of Crystal's already said we got something else coming.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, I'm scared about that one. Thanks. I told her, I said, woo, something else to hurt me. She's the one that likes the shockers and whips and things like that. So that's Tiffany's best buddy there. So can't wait to see what's in the mail there. Oh, probably a taser or pepper spray.
Don't give any ideas.
Oh yeah, let me. All right, so I do see one person saying we're buffering. I hope it's not on your end, but I do hope it is on your end and not us.
Yeah.
Ugh. So y'all let me know if we wind up getting buffering too bad. We may have to disconnect, reconnect. That happens from time to time, and something we're just going to have to grind through until we get good internet here. Right now we're doing everything over a cell phone, and it takes forever. So I'm seeing people all the way from Scotland, from Canada. There's Arkansas, Ohio, Kentucky, just all over the place. Again, thank y'all so much for chatting with us. So if you're new to this, typically what we do on a Sunday night, we do about an hour or so long live stream. We'll sit around here for 30, 45 minutes, talk about what happened the previous week, talk about what's coming up, answer any questions y'all have. This is kind of your time to question and answer for us. And then a lot of times Tiffany will cook at the end of the live stream. It's just something we randomly started a while back. People keep requesting it, so we keep doing it. We're just out here in our metal shop because obviously the house isn't done. We don't have a kitchen, and we just do some cooking and kind of hanging out here on the Blackstone.
And I am cooking tonight.
So I'm gonna let her tell you
Yes.
what she's doing right
I
now.
am gonna make carnitas on the Blackstone, and I'm gonna change it up tonight so Andrew won't have an idea of how I'm gonna make it, so it'll be a surprise to him.
Uh-oh, okay.
Yeah, a little bit different.
All right.
Trying something new.
So carnitas on the Blackstone. I don't know that we've ever done carnitas on the
Yeah,
Blackstone
typically
before.
I brown it in the oven and just kind of crisp it up, and we do it that
Yeah.
way. But it's gonna be a little bit different tonight. I'm excited about
We'll try it, and it's no secret that I absolutely love Mexican food. One of my favorite foods, that and Italian food. Oh, I can just go crazy. Well, I like Southern cooking too, because I grew up on it. I guess I kind of like all kinds of food now that I think about it. Hey, fat boys got to eat, right? So we'll do that here in just a few minutes. She'll fire the Blackstone up, and we'll kind of figure this thing out right here and make some carnitas on it. Because I see a lot of y'all are buying Blackstones now and enjoying them just after watching the channel. So that's awesome. We're not sponsored by Blackstone. We paid full price for ours, but
It'd be nice.
yeah, it'd be nice. Blackstone, if you somehow watch this live stream, wink, wink. But no, not sponsored by them at all. We just really like the product and use it all the time, and it's perfect for our situation. We live in a camper while we're building the house. We don't have a full kitchen, so we cook on outside things like gas grills, smokers, charcoal grills, Blackstones. That's kind of our kitchen. And honestly, even after we get the house built, that'll be our kitchen anyways.
Yeah.
That's why we're building such a big back porch over there. Yep. So I see people talking about the Starlink. So that's real satellite internet, not the junk that's out there now. I have signed up for that. I heard somebody say, I think last week on the live stream, there's 1,200 more satellites scheduled to go up in the next 6 months. Hopefully that covers us down here in Florida and up in Georgia and all. I know there's a few people waiting. So we're really, really excited about that. I've signed up for it. I am ready to pay them and get some real internet. Oh, it'll be just a game changer for us doing this YouTube channel right there.
So what's taking it so long? Is it just
Launching satellites.
Oh,
They
okay.
started, the way they started launching them, it started covering people all the way up north, like Canada and northern states, and as they launch them, it just slowly covers, going more and more down in the states. So we're kind of last on the list, so to speak. But 1,200 more satellites, I would hope that's got to be us. So yeah, I see a lot of people talking about bullets in the house. Yeah, he's back there just already kind of crashed out doing his thing. If that dog don't sleep 23 hours a day, he ain't happy.
he's been running around the last couple hours, so he's
Yeah.
tired.
He's absolutely tired. See a lot of people asking that. So Van Life Crystal says she sells a ton of Blackstones at her job. They are so popular, it's hard keeping them in stock. If I remember correctly, do you work at Lowe's? I want to say maybe that's where it was. Hard keeping up with everybody's job and where they work, but I think maybe that's the case right there. And Todd says Walmart. Whoa, big old moth. Todd says Walmart has a few near here for $2.97. That sounds like the price we paid for ours. We got a huge, there it is. We got a huge moth flying around us, and he was trying to get the camera, trying to get y'all. Get out of here, moth. What's wrong?
I don't want to have to zap you.
You turn these bright, oh yeah, she's got a fly swatter she can get him with now. We turn these old bright shop lights on, and here comes the bugs. So, J261989 says, any more ice maker videos? If y'all, I just posted a community tab comment about that today and an update. I have been trying for weeks and weeks and weeks to find a freezer of all things. Have not been able to find them. We might be about to use this fly spotter on this big old bug right here. So finally went out to a big town today, started hitting the same box stores again and found one freezer, just one in stock. And luckily it was the size I was looking for. So we have it now. In the update I posted today, and if you're not getting those, by the way, there's a little bell icon down there on the bottom of a video that turns on notifications for the channel. And when you click on it, you can turn on all notifications. And it'll let you know whenever I post community tabs, pictures, as well as videos. And then sometimes I'll do updates like that. But long story short, I did one design change on it. I've got to order a few more parts. We have a tremendous amount of commitments coming up over the next several weeks. I mean, well into October, going into November. So I'm going to be behind on the build, and then I have to test for many, many days to get some data and results and see if things are working before I produce the video. So finally got the freezer. That was the big holdup between all these other commitments, everything else going on. It's going to be a couple weeks before I get this video out. But the good news is I have the majority of the parts now. The other stuff that I decided with the design changes, very simple stuff that'll be in a couple of days, really doesn't change this whole process. So that video is finally coming. I've just been struggling finding freezers. I've been struggling to find a lot of stuff. It's just kind of been the way it's been this year with COVID and everything else going on. So speaking of all the commitments, let me go ahead and bring this up. We've got so much going on over the next couple months. Videos are going to be a little sporadic. We're okay. And we are not doing a live stream next Sunday. We thought we weren't going to do one today, but we missed a get-together we had with friends because it's holiday weekend, because we wanted to at least we didn't want to miss 2 live streams in a row. But next week, we will not have one. We've already got some commitments with friends that we've made a while back. I mean, we've got weddings coming up, family get-togethers, just all kinds of stuff. So videos will be a little sporadic over the next several weeks, and live streams will as well, although I think that's the only one we're going to have to cancel is next Sunday. So I just kind of want to go ahead and get that out there for everybody. And Welder Man brings up a good point. He said he can't believe next month he's going to be firing up his wood boiler once again up there. Well, we don't have wood boilers in the South. It never gets cold enough for that. But feeling that little crisp morning, the last couple mornings, and that little bit of fall in the air has got me so excited about having some fires, being outside, being around that fire pit, firing up the chainsaw again, splitting some wood. And actually, my father called me just several days ago. He's got some trees on the ground that I've got to go cut up and split, so we will have a firewood video coming up just as soon as I can fit it in this crazy schedule that I've got going on. So the house is going to suffer a little. Live streams will, videos will. We're going to get through this. Life's just very busy. We're happy that we're healthy and can run around and do all these things that we've got to do. So bear with us on that. See here. So I see we're talking about the smoothies for Linux. Hopefully y'all watch that today and watch the video at the end. But
Maddox just said that Linux loved the video.
Yep. And actually, their mother got a hold of me today too. Sent me a text, said they were absolutely thrilled with the video. So truly do appreciate all the people giving Maddox and Linux a shout out. Really does enjoy it. And actually, Maddox is on here right now under his mom's account's name. So if y'all see us talking to somebody with a different name sometime, that's Maddox right there. So y'all can say hello to him, and I'm sure Linux is right there beside him as well. So hopefully y'all enjoyed that video. Very happy to make it for him. I promised him that on last week's live stream, so I made for sure I got that in this week without a doubt.
I know everybody sees Bullet in the back. He went,
Oh yeah, he's right there.
no, he was in the background of the bathroom.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Well, you know, you gotta go. Oh goodness. So Jeff asked, how far are we away from hunting season? Believe it or not, we are only 2 weeks away from deer season and 3 weeks away from dove season. And there's some oddball hunting seasons that's already started right now, but it's nothing that a whole lot of people know about or really participate in. But we're 2 weeks away, and then it's game on all the way through the end of January. So I'm excited about that too. Although it's hard to really get into hunting season when it's 95 degrees and bugs and mosquitoes and stuff's everywhere, but that's Florida without a doubt. Oh goodness, see, Richard says it's been in the 70s up there in New York. That sounds awesome. 70s I think is perfect. That's usually our October weather, where you'll get some of those 70-degree days and you're out there in shorts and all and you get that little chill. I love it. My favorite time of the year.
He's fine.
He's out there kitty cat watching. He props up at the end of the concrete looking for cats. Let's see here. So, yeah, Chris says it's house season. Yep, it's always house season, Chris. That dude gets on me more about working on his house than anybody else.
He's ready for his bedroom to be done.
Yep, so Anthony says, once the house is done, I should come out to Colorado for an elk hunt. Don't you tempt me with a good time. Dang sure. That's been a bucket list trip of mine, that, and I want to do a mule deer hunt so bad. And honestly, it's because I want to see out west. I've never been more than I even want to go on the hunt. The Rockies and all, even some of the plains, that stuff looks so beautiful on TV. I really want to go see it bad. Oh, email's down in the description. Get a hold of me. Oh goodness.
I've just been suggesting.
Yeah. Well, maybe he is suggesting. Maybe he's right. I don't know. Email's down in the description. So Tom says he's waiting on the perfect ice machine video. Well, you might be waiting a while, Tom, because I'm not going to build the perfect ice machine, but we're going to try to build one a heck of a lot better than the last one. Although the one I've currently got right now, I had to unplug the fan for several days this week. It filled up completely, even with me using ice. It's been working that well. It really has. I mean, it's probably got 150, 200 pounds of ice in it, and I just took 7 or 8 gallons out yesterday and filled up a cooler. So it's been doing really well. It's outrunning me like crazy. So that's a great thing. Then once we get further in the winter, I'll use less ice unless I'll harvest something for hunting. Then I use a tremendous amount of ice because I like to ice everything down in a cooler and bleed it out. That basically cooler is my walk-in cooler once hunting season comes around. So Todd said deer season started yesterday in Kentucky. Bow and crossbow only. That's what starts for us. Is bow and crossbow here in 2 weeks. But I bet your weather feels a whole heck of a lot better than mine does. Oh, let's see here. So Patchy the prehistoric pirate asked, "How's old Bullet doing back there?" He's doing great. As soon as he gets
That would be better.
Yeah, as soon as he gets his bed fluffed, he's gonna be doing real good. He's gonna take him a nap. Look at him.
He's so
That crazy dog. He's got to fluff his bed before he lays in it. He's so stinking
Oh,
picky.
he's about to fall off the chair. He's like,
Oh. Yeah, so Captain Stanley says Andrew's going to make or not going to make the mistake of having a pool behind him in a live stream.
right. He pulled that thing up a couple days
Yeah,
ago.
speaking of, that pool's deflated and there ain't no water in it right now. I had to mow, as y'all can see. I had to mow, so I had to get the pool out of the way, and I just accidentally forgot to inflate it and fill it back up
Yeah.
before this live stream.
That would have been nice today to get in.
Yeah, it actually would have. It was hot enough to get in it today, too. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, so the Family Farm Homestead says they have 4 seasons just like everyone else. It's called early summer, summer, late summer, and hunting. That's pretty much the seasons we have. There's not much of a winter or fall in there. It's without a doubt summer, summer, summer. Oh, goodness, yes. Fall weather and fires. I see a lot of y'all talking about that.
I'm ready.
So Elizabeth says, how far am I on the electric? I still have several days, to be perfectly honest with you. I've still got to go pick up my meter box. I never made it to do that. Got to get that installed. And let me tell you something that made me absolutely sick to my stomach today. I mean, it upset me. So I went to Lowe's because I had to get some more wire. The wire just from last week has jumped up dramatically. Just these small rolls have went up $40. And conduit and everything else has went stupid, y'all. So the electric co-op just come out and told me I've got to run 125 feet of 2.5-inch conduit for underground wiring, because that's why we do it here. They'll pull underground wire to the house. So I was like, okay, cool. Went to price that out today. $50 per 10-foot stick of basically PVC. $50. It's going to be like $700 just in PVC to make a short run from the power pole to the house. And then the wire has flew through the roof. And I bought 1,000 foot today. I'm hoping to return a roll or two. And like I said, just them little rolls have went up $40 in 1 week. I don't know what the heck's going on. Breakers have also went up. I noticed they went up about $8 a piece for the Arc Fault and GFI breakers. So this is insane. We're timing this as worse as we possibly could, to be perfectly honest with y'all. Lumber's now like at record lows. We're pretty much done with lumber. And now everything else that we need from spray foam to PVC and electrical is it's flying through the roof. I thought all that stuff had leveled off, but it hasn't at all. So I don't know. We're going to keep moving forward, but electrical, we still got several more days on. I got a lot more wire to pull, a few more boxes put in. Got to do the meter box. Then I got to go rent a ditch witch at some point and trench and put in that $50 a stick PVC conduit. Like my jaw like hit the floor when I seen that today. $50 for a 10-foot stick of PVC.
Yeah, he was pretty mad when I went back down that
I
aisle.
was not
like,
happy.
Let me go somewhere else.
I was not happy. So she went shopping in the rest of the store talking about, oh, we should buy this and that and that. And I'm like, ah! Oh my goodness gracious. Oh man, man, man. So let's see what else we got here. So Casey says you got to make up all your grounds. I bought some of those green wire nuts today, and I'm assuming you're meaning twist all the grounds together in the box and all that stuff, or maybe talking about grounds for something else. But that's something we'll work on coming up. I need to go watch a rough end inspection video, or I'll take any emails or tips that y'all want to give me for what I need to pass a rough end inspection for electrical. Like I said, still got several more days of work. If I need to go back in all the boxes and twist all the grounds together and strip wires, I'll do that, and I'll just relabel them outside the box. No big deal there. That won't take too terribly long at all.
Miss Gail wants to know what the update is on the AC.
So on the AC, we're going to give you an update. I won't spoil it too much, but being that there's only but a limited number of people on the live stream, we'll talk a little about it. So we have signed a package, and like I explained in that one video, oh my goodness, you can spend whatever you want to on an AC system. And now we did some very, very special things because I've told y'all from the start, I'm sealing this house up extremely well. So there's a concern with old, stagnant, stale air staying in the house. You've got to turn it over. That's why a lot of people say a leaky house is a good house. I don't agree with that. A leaky house would invite bugs and everything else, and I want to control the air going in and out. Then you can do inverter compressor systems, you know, the mini splits. We looked at everything under the sun, and we basically settled on a good middle of the line package. I tried to eliminate as much flex pipe as I could and go with hard metal pipe, which is very expensive right now. Metal's through the roof. We're going to have some short runs of flex that we're probably still going to change out and just do 100% all metal piping. So that was a huge cost increase. Also, we're going to do what's called an ERV. That's an energy recovery ventilator. It's a specialized system with fans that pull air out of the house and exit it and pulls outside the air in, and it's got the special media inside that will actually transfer temperature, and it does crazy things with humidity. So we're also going to put what's called a humidistat in the house as well. It'll run this ERV because I'm highly concerned about humidity levels in this house. We're doing so much insulation that I don't expect the AC is going to run very much. Well, the AC is what pulls humidity out of your air. We're in one of the most humid states there is. So if you want a lot of humidity in there, you want a lot of mold, mildew, and all kinds of other problems. So we're going to go with a specialized ERV, a humidistat. We upgraded to mostly metal piping, probably going to do 100% metal piping, but we had to stay with a relatively basic split unit just because of cost. To go up to like a nice Bosch inverter type unit, which a lot of people have recommended, I priced it out. It's like $5,000 more, and that's one that can ramp the compressor up and down instead of either off or on. Very nice systems, but they didn't give me everything I was looking for. That ERV with a basic package does give me everything I'm looking for. So we'll explain more of that once the guy comes over. He's talking about possibly coming this week, doing a full walk through the owner, and then he won't have his crew back due to some COVID issues for like another couple of weeks. That's when they'll come back and start running piping and installing that. And the reason I chose to go with them, one, it gets me a full 10-year warranty on all the parts and stuff. Having a professional install it, that was important to me. And these guys want to know what they're doing. Oh yeah, the other thing that we decided to do, we're going to do a dual zone system. I didn't even know this existed. So in our bedroom, where we constantly want to run it super cold, but we don't want to cool the rest of the house down and just waste energy and money, we're going to have a specialized thermostat in there. We're putting electronically controlled dampers in on the main trunk lines. We're going to have 3 trunk lines for this house. One just dedicated for the bedroom. It's a return and a vent, and then the rest of the house is going to run off of 2 trunk lines. So the way this works is at nighttime, we may turn the house up to 80 degrees. Who cares? We're not out there. We may turn the bedroom down to 70 degrees, and the AC will then flip over and control off the second thermostat. Electronically can close the dampers going to the rest of the house, force all the air to the bedroom, which should cool it off in a couple of minutes, running the whole unit to there. And then it'll cycle on the rest of the night, giving us the AC and temperature that we want in the bedroom. That keeps us from having to do a window unit like we were talking about, or a mini split in the bedroom. It's kind of all built in one, and was about the same cost as doing a mini split. So I forgot that was another huge upgrade that we did. And I think that's something we're really going to love.
Yes.
We got to sleep with it cold, but I don't want to cool the rest of the house down and have a $300 a month electric bill either.
And that's what we did in our old house. We, set it to 80 or 78, and then the bedroom was ice cold.
So I think it's a pretty sweet package. I like it.
Van Life for Crystal has a awesome idea.
Oh Lord.
She said, Andrew, you should have a contest for all of us to pick the move-in date. That's a pretty good idea.
That probably isn't a very bad idea at all. Let me work on that. That's a good idea.
Like that idea.
We might do a pretty awesome giveaway for somebody, the closest, we'll do the Price is Right. The $1, the $2,000. Whoever gets the closest to the move-in date, you win. But I have to find a way to keep up with that. We'll probably have to do one specialized video, let everybody comment on that one video, so I don't have to go back through 300 videos. And we'll pick a winner for that. I like it. Let's do something like that. Let me work on that for a little bit. We'll see what we can come up with. J26, I'm just going to say 1989. He says, I saw your very first concrete video from pouring the house and love the little dog print that you put in the concrete with your initials. Thank you. Boy,
That was a must.
yeah, that was a real fun day. Me out there with 9 or 10 or 12 concrete workers holding that little dog, pressing his foot in, and that dog wanted nothing to do with getting his foot in that concrete, nothing. Especially with everybody watching him and laughing and everything else. Oh, but it's there now, and what's done is done. Yep, we got little bullets, Paul print out there in the concrete for life. So, yeah. Glad you're going back watching the videos. Thank you so much for doing that. So Casey says all metal duct's the best. I know it is. It was a big financial upgrade. Now here's the reason I was kind of back and forth on going all metal, or we still have small runs of flex, but main trunk lines and all everything's metal, because this is a conditioned attic. A lot of people keep forgetting that. This ain't a 140-degree attic. We're spray foaming the roof. We're even actually talking about putting a supply and return duct in the attic, so it's just air conditioned. But the way a conditioned attic works is basically once you run your AC for a while, everything, the walls, the ceiling, everything cools down to the temperature you set. And typically your attic runs only just a few degrees warmer than the rest of the house. So I may only have an 80-something degree attic. And like the guy was telling me, typically where you have issues with units up in the attic or flex piping up there, he said that heat just destroys and deteriorates that stuff when it gets 130, 140, 150 degrees. He's expecting me to have a much, much longer life out of that stuff, all the way to the time you got to replace a unit just because it's out of parts and warranty labor. Then he says typically those little couple foot sections of flex pipe, you just go ahead and change out too, because at a certain point, no matter if you go with metal piping, flex, whatever, it's got to be clean. Although you can't clean flex ductwork, you would just destroy it. But my main trunk lines are 100% metal, can be cleaned. But he's going to come out and do a rough layout. We're going to look at the distance from the main trunk line to each room with flex. Then he's going to give me an additional quote of, it looks like, hey, you need another 30, 40, 50 feet, whatever it is, of all metal ductwork. I can do it for this price. So we still may upgrade the package. I really want to go all metal, I do. But if it's going to be another $1,500 or $2,000 to replace a few feet of flex ductwork, heck no. I'll just replace that when I replace a unit in 10 or 15 years. But having a conditioned attic is making a big time difference on the longevity of this system. We really think that it will. Having an AC system and an air conditioned space is everything. Heat destroys and kills everything.
Chris S. had brought up the same question I had about, have you factored in the HVAC for the future edition? That was like one of my questions. I'm like, oh great, we got to do something bigger, you know, because
I have not, and we cannot legally, believe it or not. It's crazy the way this whole process works. I would have never thought that I'm being forced to do so much stuff. Yes, there's code and all. So before we could even pull our house permit, we had to do what's called an energy efficiency form. We had to hire somebody who's basically an engineer that runs this huge calculation computer program, and he has to look at everything from doors to windows to the type of insulation you put in your house to where you're located at to heights of ceilings, everything. It's a huge amount of math and calculations involved. Then he comes back with this is the size unit, tonnage and SEER rating that we recommend. And you can only go just a slight range out of it. Actually, you cannot even really go any bigger on the tonnage. So knowing that I'm going to add on in the future does not matter. I cannot go with a bigger unit, because here's the problem with going with a bigger unit. We may never add on, or it could be 5 years down the road. And if we put an even bigger unit in now, well, guess what? It'll run even less because it's so efficient. Well, that sounds good in theory. You're thinking, hey, I save on electricity. That's really bad. That humidity problem and everything else I was telling you about, you want your system to actually run. In most cases, it sounds like an undersized system, probably, at least in this high humidity state, will be better than an oversized system, because at least it's going to run and pull humidity out, although it may be struggling. But ultimately, you want to get the perfectly sized system. So if we do an add-on, no more than what it'll be, it'll probably either be 1 or 2 bedrooms. That's the perfect scenario for mini splits. So if we do an add-on, we'll probably just do a dual zone mini split, run 30 amps of power back there, sub panel, super easy. I can install that myself, and then we'll just have separate AC units in the back side of the house in the new addition. I think that's the smart way to do it, and it will be very inexpensive.
Because chances are we're probably, well, unless we do a master back there or something, I mean.
Yeah, we either may wind up doing a master suite back there, 2-bedroom add-on, or honestly, we may never do an addition at all. We just don't know, especially now that we have that little loft area up there. We've got more room in the house than we were originally planning on. So that's just future thinking we're trying to do right now. That's why we run septic and everything else out there, because now's the time to spend that little bit extra money to set yourself up for that, instead of, 2 years down the road, I think we want to add on, and now it's much more complicated and much more expensive. So just because we keep talking about the addition doesn't mean we're going to, but we definitely are thinking toward that, without a doubt. You see any other... I see the Family Farm Homestead keeps bringing up the...
yeah, the conduit.
Conduit. Now, I have to go 2.5 inch, so price that out. Yeah, big difference. My power company... I was
about to say, are you not shopping?
No, my power company requires 2.5 inch conduit that big, because they're pulling huge, probably 1/0 wires, and 3 of them right there to the house for 200 amp service. So it's the really big conduit, but still $50 for a 10-foot stick. Stupid, absolutely stupid. I'm gonna go price around locally, but typically Lowe's has been beating everybody's price. I mean everybody's. So I'm gonna be shocked if I find it for cheaper locally, but I'm gonna look, because that's such a big expense. I need to price shop that around, without a doubt.
And Maddox has asked a couple times what breed bull it is. He's like a fox terrier, miniature pinscher mix. We really don't know, but that's what he kind of looks like.
He's an adopted baby. We got him when he was probably, 10 or 11 months old, and now he's about, 11, 12 years old? 12 years old. So we never really knew what he was. So we kept the name they gave him, because he used to bounce around like a bullet. Now he's just kind of a sack of potatoes is what he should be called. But we really don't know what he is right there. So Nags just jumped on from Australia. Welcome. We have a lot of people jumping on from Australia here lately. Thank you so much for that.
Oh, Chris.
Yes.
He had a comment.
Uh-huh.
You got to read it.
Where
it's
is
at
it?
the very bottom right there.
Oh, Chris says, finish the house and I'll pay for your hunting trip. Well, you might as well pay for the hunting trip, because I'm going to finish the house. You didn't put a date or anything when it's got to be completed by, so that won't be a problem. So go ahead and mail the check for that hunting trip, and the house will get done. But it'll get done when it gets done. He's probably going to put some crazy date. Finish the house next week, and I'll pay for whatever trip you want to go on. Doesn't work that way. Oh, goodness. So Mr. Donald asked you, I think the wheel spinner will save a lot of time. Probably not, but it just makes it so much more comfortable at the end of the field just to do this number, instead of doing the old school bus driver, doing the big wheel back and forth, or if you've got a drink in your hand, or messing with my earbuds or changing a song. It's just so nice just being able to use one hand. I really, really enjoy that. I really do. Let's see here. There's another comment I was going to talk about. So yeah, like Casey says, all air conditioner is a dehumidifier. That's right. That's why you run piping out of them and see them pumping out water constantly. And like Rehab Life says, a larger unit would mean that you'd have more humidity and require a dehumidifier. So basically, I'm kind of using that ERV as a dehumidifier in a way, because it does do that. I'll explain more of that in that episode. But long story short, you want to make sure you get the proper size unit for the house, so it runs as intended. And sadly, we just can't go above or below that efficiency for them. Like I said, it's been blowing my mind, some of the permits and things that we have to do, and how handcuffed you are. And we live in an area that's quite relaxed, that lets you do a lot of stuff yourself, as y'all see. But even still, we're still handcuffed by a lot of stuff too. And I guess sometimes that's a good thing, because some people may say, oh, in a house that size, put a 5-ton in there and you'll be happy. Well, it may cool it down in a few minutes and cut off, but then once mold and mildew and everything else starts growing in your house, and you start having humidity problems, then you realize, oh, what we thought was a good decision was not a good decision at all. So like I said, especially the way we're insulating it. We're paying all that money for thick foam insulation because we don't want something to run too terribly much, but it's allowing us to go with a much smaller unit too. I would have never thought we'd have done a 2.5-ton AC in there, and that's really on the upper end of what's recommended for that house. So, Maddox says, what's our subscriber goal for the end of the year? You want to know what it was? It was 25,000. That was a personal goal I'd set myself about 2.5 months ago. I said, if I can hit 25,000 by the end of the year, I'd be happy. Well, look what happened. Yes. We've got almost 2 million views just on the ice maker videos alone, and a lot of those people, thank y'all so much for this, have come over and found the other videos, the storm shelter series, the house series. A lot of people didn't stay. They just want ice maker videos only, and we've still got more of those coming, by the way. But a lot of people did. I see these videos that blow up every so often as a stepping stone. It'll attract people, you'll lose people, but you'll always wind up keeping more than you had. So now, what's my goal for the end of the year? I don't know. I hate to set goals like that because I'm not content. I've never been content. I think sometimes being content's a bad thing. You want to be goal-oriented and driven, but when it comes to something like this, I'm already so thankful and satisfied and happy where we're at. Yeah, I want to see 100,000, 500,000 and all down the road. Will we ever get there? We may not, but I'm very thankful for where we're at right now. So end of the year goal, I don't know. I'm already so happy with where we're at now, and I know it's going to continue to keep growing. We're going to keep producing the content, trying to get better at it. I don't know. I guess my end of year goal, this is a pretty big, ambitious one. I'd love for the channel to be so big I can get her home and start getting her on videos more and getting the animals involved and the other things that we want to share with y'all. That's probably a bit ambitious for the end of this year, but you don't ever know. Just a couple months ago, we were at 12,000 subscribers, and now we're at 35 and climbing. I wouldn't have thought that would have happened. We could be 100+ thousand by the end of the year. Something else could blow up. Mm-hmm. So my end of the year goal is I want to get her on the channel full time. That's my goal.
Yes,
I think
that.
I think that's a better goal than putting a number out there. We'll see what happens. Thank y'all for helping us. Keep hitting the thumbs up. Keep sharing and recommending us. And maybe eventually we can make that happen. Don't quit staring at my ugly mug. We'll get her on here more. And we'll do some other cooking videos y'all keep asking for as well.
I will cook all the time.
Yeah, she'll cook all the time. Actually, she already kind of does cook all the time. But we'll just be able to record all the time.
Record it and all that. Yeah. All right, I was trying to go back up to some of these questions for you and help you out. Let's see. Oh yeah, everybody's asking about the fishing, and we have not put out a fishing video lately at all. So sorry we've neglected that channel. We do have another channel.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I have tried to stay very committed. I was going to go fishing, but this Chris guy keeps staying on me so much and making me feel so guilty about not working on.
He does owe you a hunting or fishing.
He
trip,
does.
Right?
He makes me feel so guilty for not working on the house that I've just been canceling my fishing trips because of Chris. I hope I'm saying your name right, Avila. So y'all all just ask him about why there's no fishing videos over there. Oh goodness gracious. So yes, actually we will have a fishing video coming, but it will be another probably week and a half. I've got a trip, special fishing trip around here planned that I've been talking about doing, and then the rivers are still actually flooded from all the rain, but they're starting to come down. As soon as I can get them back right, I'm gonna go do like local, as in 4 miles down the road, fishing trip as well. I will get one out. It's not gonna happen this week. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. We got the holiday tomorrow. She's took off. We're gonna kind of relax, enjoy ourselves. So sorry, Chris, not working on the house tomorrow. We're gonna goof off. And so it's going to be kind of a short week for us there. All these family get-togethers and weddings and other commitments and things that we have, it's eating up a lot of time.
This is the longest stretch he's ever been without fishing. So.
This is the longest stretch of my life I've ever been without fishing, and I'm doing YouTube full time. And was supposed to be doing far more fishing videos than ever.
He was so excited whenever he's doing it. He's like, I'm going to have more time. I'm going to do this one day, this one day, this one day. And I'm like,
yep, that's what you think.
Let's see how that works out.
It didn't work out very well at all. Oh my goodness. I'm working more hours now than I ever have in my life, but I'm so happy. I'm happy. This is the kind of work that I would much rather be doing. So thank you, Miss Polish. Said, told everybody about your channel, sharing all the time. That's what it takes to grow this channel. That's without a doubt what it takes. And I've seen Casey just ask, how many subscribers is it going to take to get Tiffany home? I really don't know. You can't just say, you got X number of subscribers, you make X number of money. It just doesn't work that way. YouTube is extremely complicated. And I guess I need to take more time to explain to people the subscriptions, the thumbs up, the comments, all that really, really helps, because YouTube has this big algorithm that runs in the background, and it wants to see interaction with the channel, with all those things that I just mentioned. And the more it sees people be more interactive with the channel, spending more time, longer time watching videos, not skipping videos. If you find a video boring, skip it. I don't care. But the more interaction it sees, it says, hey, we're going to start recommending this video across our platform even more. And amazing things can happen. Something triggered them to start recommending the ice machine video, for example, and we went from 3,000 or 4,000 views on it to 1.2 million and climbing. And then it snowballed into all the other videos, and we've wound up with 2 or 3 million views over the last month and a half just because YouTube recommending one video. Mm-hmm. That's how critical that interaction is. So YouTube starts seeing that interaction, they'll say, all right, well, we'll recommend another video. And then maybe at another point, they'll recommend another video. And before you know it, you've went from nothing to everything. But again, you've got to make content that people are interested in. I'm not going to be worldly and bend over backwards and make content that I think everybody in the world is going to like. At the end of the day, I got to make content that I'm happy and she's happy with too, or you're going to see us being fake.
Right.
You're going to see us not enjoying making the content. And I understand this lifestyle right here isn't for everybody. Everybody's not going. I'm not going to get million subscribers come flocking to basically a homesteading channel. But there's plenty of people in this world, as you see all the people from around the world that still like this type of lifestyle, that can relate and enjoy it. I just think it's probably a smaller crowd than what's trendy in the world nowadays. And I'm not a trendy person. Never have been. Never will be. But
and we just want to keep it true to ourselves, because I mean, we're not going to do things just to bring more attention.
Yeah, we're not belly flopping every week and bug zapping and all. Dang it. But we will do that some. Yes, we'll do it some. Oh, goodness. So Jason says, and something very important is the minutes watched. That does make a big difference. It's called retention time in their algorithm. They look at how long somebody watches a video. And we live in a world nowadays where people are very impatient and like to skip around a lot. So retention time does help a lot, but we completely understand that 15 or 20 or 30 minute video is not going to hold everybody's attention.
Better go check
it's not
on
going to do
him.
it all. You might have done found him one of them kitty cats.
Well, since we got a bear roaming around.
Yeah, since we got bears, armadillos, and coyotes running around, we better check on our little puppy. Oh, let's see here. So Miss Paula Jones says, Rehab Life has a great channel also. He's a great guy. Well, he happens to be on here right now, and I know you were doing that for him. So yeah, check him out. We all should help each other out, without a doubt. What Daniel did for us was amazing. I just talked about YouTube promoting us, and it blew our channel up wildly, but a lot of people know that Daniel from Armstrong Homestead found us a while back, recommended us, and that gave us our first stepping stone, that first big boost. And that means more to me than the YouTube recommendation did. It really did, because somebody bent over backwards, went out of their way, took a leap of faith, not knowing us completely, and we could have tainted his reputation some by him recommending us, and it means everything that he did that to us. And it just takes little things like that along the way to kind of grow a YouTube channel. It's very rare just to start a YouTube channel, wind up several viral videos, and hey, you're just making a full-time living. It doesn't work that way. You've got to work this thing just as hard as you would any other business. You got to put the time, energy, and effort into it. You've got to invest in equipment. I've seen somebody just ask, have I got my big camera yet? I have not. Electrical prices for the house has been scaring me to death. I've got to spend a full camera equipment price on PVC conduit. Who would have thought? I'm a bit nervous on buying the camera just yet. It's still in the back of my mind. I'm going to go ahead and start researching them. I think I already know the one that I want. I've been looking for a while, but I think we're going to maybe wait and see how the dust settles after all this expense that's coming up right here on the house, and decide if we're going to spend the money on the camera or not. But we are. We're going to keep investing in the channel. Like I said, it's a business.
Yes.
But I try not to make rash financial decisions without a doubt. We try to really think things through and make sure it's the right decision. Not saying we don't make bad decisions, we do, but I've always kind of tried to think about it like that.
He literally probably puts in, I would say, 14 to 15 hours a day, maybe even more than that.
Probably, if you count the
By
work.
the time you wake up, start commenting, get to work, editing, working.
It's a 14 to 16 hour a day job. It really
Mm-hmm.
is, and especially with the slow upload speeds and internet and everything. But I love it. I'm not complaining at all. I used to work 12 to 16 hour days at my last job, and it was nowhere near as rewarding as this is. I'm blessed without a doubt. I enjoy the heck out of it. So thank you so much. It's things like this that really help make this lifestyle possible as well. We truly do appreciate the donation.
He goes by James, by the way.
By James, all right,
Yes.
cool. That's better than saying the numbers there. So James just made a donation. Thank you so much for that. It says #1 fan. A few other people might fight you for that title on here, but I'll let y'all duke that out. But thank you so much for the donation. It means the world to us.
Yeah,
Things like
thank
that's what
you.
helps us buy the cameras and equipment. I really need a new editing computer, the internet, all that stuff. Like I said, it's a business. I wish I could just go dump the money 100% into it, but we got to slowly work into this thing and keep building it with you. So Ron says that's where he found us, through Daniel. And again, we truly appreciate Daniel for doing that. Such an awesome, awesome guy.
I'm going to take our lights off.
Oh yeah, we're starting to get a bit bright now. We're gonna kill some of these lights. It looks like I'm getting a suntan in here. Says Rehab Life says he absolutely loves watching our progress, and yes, it was the ice machine video that caught his attention. See that ice machine video, man? Who would have ever thought that would have blew up the way that it has? So if you're doing YouTube, you know, anybody that's on here doing it or thinking about it, keep plugging away. Absolutely keep plugging away. Keep working at it. It's a work in progress type of thing, without a doubt. So Paul says, if I keep making, he'll keep watching. We appreciate it. That's what it's going to take to keep growing this channel. So Monroe Cook says, check the price of 3-inch PVC. 2.5 is oddball size. Where he done electrical, number inch PVC was almost always cheaper, and power company liked it. Well, that's the crazy thing. The power company come out here and told me they wanted 2.5 inch, and that's what I had to run to my shop as well. And when I went to Lowe's today, guess what their big size was? 2.5 inch. They had a ton of it in stock. Then it actually went smaller from there. I didn't even see 3-inch offered there. So everybody around me has a 2.5, and it's probably because that's what our power companies require down here. But yeah, $50 for a stick. That's just absolutely crazy. Oh my goodness. And then somebody else asked earlier, why don't I go ahead and run some 6-3 wire over for the stove? Y'all, the wire, I kid you not, just to run from the panel over to the stove in case I ever put electric stove in, we're doing propane, the wire was more expensive than the stove. I kid you not. I had to get some 10-3 today to run over to the where the dryer is going to be. 10-3, very common basic wire. 10-3, 100-foot roll, tiny little roll, $289. Luckily, I got on Amazon and found they had 6 left. Somebody that beat it by $100. But Amazon's starting to fly up in their price too. $289.
Start thinking ahead of anything else you need.
Oh, $289 for 100 foot of 10-3. An extremely common wire. All right, she's going to fire up the Blackstone. Heck, we probably need the lights back on for your cooking now that I think about it. All right, so we'll quit talking about that. I know it sounds like I'm complaining, and I am. Things are expensive. Hey, goodness. So SinCal says, no decision is a bad decision if you learn from it. I'll 100% agree on that. That's why a lot of people ask me, how do you learn how to do all this stuff? I just go do it. And if I fail, guess what? I don't like failing. It's an awesome teacher for next time. So that's the way you got to work through life. Don't be scared to fail. And if you do fail, look at it as an amazing, awesome teaching moment. A lot of y'all don't know that I used to have a business back in the day. And believe it or not, it was a car stereo shop and home audio shop. So a lot of people keep asking me about doing, outdoor TVs and running all this stuff. Now this was back before the new common popular stuff, but I kind of got burned out on doing a lot of it. That's why I'm not as into the Ethernet and everything else that everybody's asking me about. But I'm going to do some short runs of it. But it pained me to have to close that business down just after the 2007 crash, the housing crash that kind of just wiped everything out. I hung in there to 2009, I think it was, and it wasn't happening. The economy was junk, wasn't making the money. Had to close it down. I still do not regret at all, after years and years and years of doing that business, having to close it down. Never once did I feel like a failure. And I closed it down with a lot of debt and paid it all off. It was an amazing teaching moment, an awesome experience. Owning that business and all the things that come along with that for years and years taught me more than I think a college ever could have. So look at things that way. Don't look at things as failures. Learn from them without a doubt. I mean, I can't preach that enough. Go through life that way, you'll be a lot happier. So, Mr. Robert, that gum, thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So, Robert has been extremely generous here lately. And he says, interact this YouTube. Here's 20 feet of conduit that I want buried in these folks' yard, and just made a donation for it. Oh, man, thank you so much. And what's sad is, yes, that's 20 feet of conduit. Oh, man, we got another 105 feet to go, according to the guy that run the measuring wheel across the yard the other day. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Robert. You've been an absolute blessing here lately. I know you're kind of one of our newer subscribers over the last little bit, and it's been awesome chatting with you. Truly do appreciate the support and the generosity. Thank y'all all so much. Really do appreciate it. So Joseph asked 10.3 or 10.2. Well, the dryer that I have now actually runs on 10.2, but a lot of the newer dryers are going 10.3. And I think, if I'm understanding correctly, why they'll have 110 volt lights or 110 volt processors or something in them. So they'll use the neutral leg off of the 10.3 to run 110 in the appliance, but obviously the dryer itself runs off of the 10.2 section or 220 volts. So I decided to go ahead and run 10.3. I think code may be starting to require that. There's a lot of y'all in here that's more knowledgeable about that than me. So it seemed like it was smart now to go ahead and run 10.3 over to the dryer, even though I only need 10.2. But I've even looked around. A lot of the new dryers that Lowe's and everybody else is selling has a 4-conductor plug and needs the 10.3 plus ground. So it was just cheaper to go ahead and run it down, not have to pull it out later. Because eventually our dryer is going to burn up and we're going to have to get a new one, and I don't have to be fighting to try to find one that runs on a 10.2 conductor wire when it looks like everything's merging over to 10.3. Oh, let's see here. So Miss Sharon says Daniel's how she found us. And Miss Pam, I see y'all are going over to support Rehab Life. Give them a shout out there.
Awesome.
Sadly, I have not had near the time I thought to watch YouTube because I'm making so much YouTube, and I really got to get over there and watch his. He does a lot of, well, rehabbing, house rehab, which would be awesome for me to learn from. And he's given me some pointers and all as well, so I truly do appreciate that. So Rehab Life says, see, there you go. He's constantly flipping homes and working on that. I think flipping homes is what you do, but he says current code requires a separate neutral. So I'm glad I went ahead and purchased the 10.3 there. It sounds like something I have to have. And what's sad is I have 10.2 here, but I didn't think I could use it. I thought code required 10.3 now. Y'all want to know what else is crazy? Underground feeder wire, some of y'all will get this, which is a more expensive wire that's rated for burial, is like way cheaper than Romex, which is the cheaper wire that's for inside only. I couldn't believe that. Sadly, they didn't have no 10.3 burial wire. It's all 10.2 or I would have bought that. So crazy times. I just seen that a while back with lumber. Pressure treated, which is your more expensive lumber, was cheaper than non-pressure treated for a while. So I don't know what's going on in the world nowadays. This is just crazy. So Elizabeth, we've had a few more people jump on asking what's for dinner. I'll let her tell you because we're not far from it.
I'm letting the Blackstone heat up right now, and we're going to have carnitas here in a little bit. I'm going to do them a little bit different tonight. So we're getting hungry.
Van Life Crystal says, bzzz. Yep, the cicadas just lit off in the yard. We actually haven't heard them a whole lot here lately. I thought they were kind of done, but nope, they're out there lighting off right now. At least we don't have our tree frog in here tonight, our rain frog croaking up a storm. My goodness. He was doing that on the video the other day. I was trying to film talking in the house, and there's one just going off. Shut up, frog. Shut up. Oh, goodness. So Steve Kelley, I know we got Steve and Lisa and all these other Kelleys on there, and Tim and everybody else says, hey again from West Tennessee. We're enjoying the videos. Look forward to live stream each week. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much for getting on the chat with us. And Cash says his dinner's done. Man, you cooked dinner early. You're all out in California. What's it, like 4 o'clock over there? And let's see, everybody talking about the armadillos. Boy, driving out the road today when we went shopping to pick up all that stuff, huge holes dug up down the road from armadillos. And speaking of crazy critters, I'm out here in the shop the other morning. It is just cracked dawn, and coming out of the trees right there is one of the biggest coyotes I have ever seen in my life. Runs out there and stops and looks at me. I've been getting him on camera. We're having a major coyote problem right now. I mean, major. That's something that's got to have to be dealt with one way or another before we start getting goats and chickens and everything else. We're going to have to get a donkey. There just ain't no way around it. I don't like loud donkeys, but we're going to have to get something out there in the field letting us know.
I want a donkey.
All right, well, luckily a donkey will actually even take care of a coyote on his own. They're pretty fearless creatures. Rehab Life says Southern chicken possum. No, we ain't eating that either. We ain't eating no armadillo, no possum. I'll try just about anything, but I will not try those two things or buzzard. Ain't trying no buzzard either. Let's see here.
My Blackstone's getting warm, so I'm about to get everything going. I'll let you know in just a second.
Yep. All right, so, well, we're about to go over and cook on the Blackstone. We'll answer a few more questions if y'all have them, and then we'll kind of wrap this live stream up with Tiffany doing a little cooking like we do. Like I said, it's just something we kind of started a while back. So, James, thank you so much again. We truly do appreciate that donation. Thank you so much. So he says, keep up the great job on the house. Any more changes to the storm shelter? There will be. I finally got some specialized plugs in because I put a night vision camera out there, day or night vision, that hooks up to the TV. So we got to do a little bit of tidying up of wiring since I installed that adapter. I've got to put some earth augers down on the ground. I'm going to bolt to the slab so that it can never blow over, although I don't think there's any way that storm shelter is going to blow over as it is now, sitting on an 8-inch slab. So we do have one more wrap-up video, and honestly, as busy as I am here lately, we're probably going to wait until a major storm's coming. I hate to say that, but that's what's going to motivate me to just quit working on other things and knock it out one day. We'll record it, and we'll get ready to use it for a storm. Hopefully we don't have any more that come directly at us this year, but looking at the tropical update today, they're already showing one forming in the Gulf the next 5 days, coming right into this area. So here we go again. We don't have a clue what this will wind up being. Hopefully it's just a depression or a tropical storm and nothing major. But we do have one more wrap-up storm shelter video. Yes, that will be coming. So Robert says I need to remind everyone about no live stream next week. That's right, because we've got a lot more people on than we had earlier. But due to a ton of commitments that we literally have over the next 2 months, weddings, family get-togethers, all kinds of stuff, we've got to cancel the live stream next Sunday. We got some commitment with friends that we made a while back. We typically try to avoid doing anything on Sunday so we can be here with y'all, but every now and then that happens. But we'll be right back the following Sunday. And videos are going to be a little sporadic over the next few weeks too, and they're going to be more all over the place. It's not going to be house videos every day because, again, we've got so much stuff going on. I've just got to get it all wrapped up. There's no way about that. It's probably going to be mid-October before we kind of get back to normal, really going into November before things settle down and it's kind of back to just 100% house videos, trying to knock that thing out. But we'll keep you posted and updated on the house. I can't speak. We'll keep you posted and updated on the house. All right, she says she's ready. Let's jump on the Blackstone, and I'll continue to answer your questions. So keep asking. Come on, baby, turn around. All right, let's see what she has over here. Get this out of the way. No problem, James. Thank you. We'll try to respond to all comments, but it's just about impossible to catch them, but to keep asking them. So,
that thing's hot.
Yes, it is hot.
So I already cooked my pork in the Instapot and shredded it for 25 minutes. And I added my pork carnita seasoning to it as it cooked, and of course a couple other seasonings. I always add a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to start by cooking my tortillas.
All right. So, yeah, Kevin was asking earlier. He says he even likes using you using your Instapot, but that's exactly what she did right there. That was a pork loin, believe it or not. 25 minutes in the Instapot, and you can shred it with a fork like that. Then you come out here and kind of brown it up and cook it in. Works perfect. That Instapot is amazing. So I see somebody, let's see here. Why did I not go with the gas dryer? Well, gas dryers honestly scare me with all the lint and flame. I know they're safe, but I've kind of always been an electric dryer guy and gas stove and gas hot water heater. Those things I'm just dead set on. Man, you got that thing piping hot.
Yeah.
So what is going on here?
All right, so this is my juice out of the Instapot with my pork.
Heck yeah. I didn't know you did that. Or is that something new?
That's something new.
All right, so there is all the juice that come out of the Instapot. Sweet. That's what the pork was cooking in.
I'm going to make sure this don't get too hot.
Let's see how this turns out. Hot. Well, you got that thing 1,000 degrees, baby.
Yeah.
All right, let me catch a few more of these. Yeah, Cash says carnitas are better crispy. I guarantee he knows how to cook these things better than we do.
Yeah.
Cash, you need to come down and cook for us, buddy. I'm looking forward to that. Rehab Lifestyle, that's an awesome idea. Now, I seen y'all talking about one of my favorites, squirrel. Yep, old country folk down here, we eat old squirrel too. And I've cooked them some crazy ways on my other channel, including pulled squirrel, like you just seen right there. Barbecue sandwiches with them.
All right.
So
get my pork going here for a minute, and then I'll go back to doing that again.
So Patchy asked, are we Mexican food fans? Without a doubt. Mexican and Italian food is our favorite. Of course, I like good old home cooking too. That's what I grew up on down here in the South. So Timothy says he loves the videos. He's going to do this in Tennessee. Everybody else says we're making them hungry. So Cash says dip the tortillas in the juice, put them on the stove. That's what she did, Cash. You weren't watching. See? Yeah. Although I hope we're going to get more than two, ain't we?
Yeah. I wanted to see how it did on it real quick.
That's right. We're figuring this out for the first time right here. She She normally makes carnitas in the oven, and they turn out amazing, but it's first time doing them on the Blackstone. So Andrew says, when are we going to see some doves? And I tell y'all what, I've got to carry y'all down there. Tiffany and I went down to the food plot and sat yesterday and probably seen 100 dove coming in on just a little bit of mowing that I did. So I will have a food plot video coming up this week. I started mowing the brown top down. The dove are flocking to it like crazy. We were there 20 minutes and probably watched 100 dove fly in. That's a heck of a lot on a little 4 or 5 acre plot. So I'm very excited about that. I'm seeing more dove than I have ever seen before on such a small plot. So that will be coming. So Sin Cal says a catch, clean, and cook coming. We do need to do that. It'll probably be for fish. She is on my butt about going and getting some fish.
I'm ready.
I see we're already getting some votes for the fly zapper. I don't have a clue what y'all are talking about. Not doing it. So Cash says he's on the way to cook. We better have a big appetite. Buddy, we always have a big appetite. You see how we cook for 2 people? And we're going to eat all that tonight. No, we're eating all that tonight. No, people always ask us, why you cook so much? Because we'll eat that for the next 3 meals. It's hard to cook for 2 people. It really is.
I'm going to go grab my cheese real quick.
All right, so Timothy says he's going to be doing him in a homestead. Hey, some people think a homestead has got to be just strictly live off the land and die hard as you can. There ain't nothing wrong with that at all. We're going to slowly get more and more self-sufficient, but I already call this a homestead. It's just we can't do everything we want at once. We're going to slowly work and turn this place into something, turn it into that, and bring y'all along. So A Outdoors says, why don't I keep my rifle handy? Well, A Outdoors, I do. And I didn't tell you the rest of that story. That coyote is no longer with us. I wasn't sure if some people really wanted to hear that. But I tell you what, when it comes to this little guy out here playing, I can't have coyotes literally just running around in the yard. I can't have that. I had 2 come down about 3 or 4 weeks ago down this road, literally by the house, stopped under that oak tree at 9:30 a.m. broad daylight, and then I had that gigantic one just come trotting across the yard the other morning just after daylight. I can't do it. Got to protect little things like that right there. Coyotes are fine. Stay back there. Stay away from here. You can't be in my yard. Yeah, it's crisping up nicely.
Yes, I like it better on here than I do in the oven.
I figured you would. I thought it would brown up really nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that smells so good, y'all. And it is browning up the outside of that meat perfectly. So, MFD says, any plans for a pistol, rifle, or archery range? Absolutely. I have a shooting house down there in the woods, and I've already done set up 100, 200, and 300 yard berm out in the woods, which was all the dirt that we scraped off from building the house. I'll set that up better one day, and then you see this big patch goes downhill over there. I'm going to get a few dump truck loads of dirt brought in there and actually make a little pistol range, because Tiffany and I do like to exercise our Second Amendment right. And we're probably going to shoot some skeet here before long and practice for the season. Show that on the channel as well. So Cash says we need some queso fresco for your tacos. That does sound good.
I do have queso in the fridge.
Yeah. Now Johnny says, now you got a bear in the yard. Yeah, sadly the state don't want to let me do nothing with that bear either. If he starts giving us a problem, I have to call the state to come make several attempts at trapping it. It's the way that works out. So MFD says his goal is to go back to country living, and the range is on the list. Well, I welcome anybody to come do this lifestyle. It's hard work, but it's so stinking rewarding. And Rehab Life says, we knew exactly where you're getting at. I'm assuming you're talking about with the coyote story. Yeah, I don't just let them run around and wave at me. So Sharon says exact opposite. She loves a gas dryer, but scared to have a gas stove and gas hot water heater. I'm exact opposite. I've had gas stoves, hot water heaters my whole life. They're so efficient, so good, especially the on-demand hot water heaters. I mean, literally, you fire it up 10, 12 seconds, you've got hot water there. And the beautiful thing about an on-demand hot water heater, which I'll be putting on the side of the house, is it practically needs no electricity, a tiny little spark, so I can run it with a generator. So I've got a generator big enough to run this pumping well. It'll send a spark over to the hot water heater, and we have hot showers and power outages in the winter or during hurricane season. I miss a shower worse than anything else during power outages.
Nags said he was wondering if the coyote disappeared. Yeah, he did. He disappeared. And Melissa just jumped on, says she got here just in time. Yes, we're doing pork carnitas. So she Instapot cooked the pork loin, shredded it. Now we're browning it up over here on the Blackstone. He's already been dipping and cooking some tortillas there. This is the juice that's left over from the Instapot where she cooked it. I think this is a brilliant idea. Looks so good. So Cash brings up a solid point. I could go get all that dirt myself if I had a dump trailer. I 100% agree. Yes, God, I can't wait to have one. So James says, stay safe. He's seen that 10 flipped up the other day. What y'all can't see is I have tons of cinder blocks on it now. That was a scary situation. It could have ended badly. I could have got cut up bad. The plan is to get siding on this house ASAP in the next few weeks. Sadly, my siding has stopped because the AC guy has to do multiple penetrations through this end and that end for all these exhaust ports and the extra additions I'm adding on the system. So I'm waiting for him to get those through the wall so I can seal them up nicely, then put my siding on. Then I'm putting gutters in immediately so I can rip all that tin up, start putting grass, bring a couple dump truck loads of dirt in, then we'll move back inside. So it's going to kind of get the outside done, go back inside. But I want that tin up bad. I need gutters ASAP. Kevin says he's been looking at big bore air rifles. I've looked into those. Those things are pretty amazing. So John Monroe says he hasn't watched in the last few weeks. Big shout out to the dude who donated $500 a few streams ago. You're extremely motivational. Awesome, man. Thank you. And that guy right there is Mr. Doug's, what everybody calls him. He is an amazing person. He has to work a lot of nights and weekends, so sometimes he makes it, sometimes he doesn't. But yes, that dude right there is motivating more people than he even realizes. It's not just us, it's everybody else. He's an awesome guy. He really is. I've been trying to get him down here. I want to get him on a fishing and hunting trip.
All right, look at that, babe.
Yes, that does look good. Oh, and now she's just making some, hey, kind of making quesadillas.
Well, it's all taco.
Oh, that looks good. What you doing there? Oh, she gonna press them?
Just a little bit.
She getting all fancy, huh? So, A Outdoors happens to know my rifle of choice, 6.5 Creedmoor. I bought one a few years back. I love it. You just can't find no ammo right now. Cash says a 338 Lapua. My goodness, that's an elk rifle. So what you doing? Ah, there she goes. See, Cash? Is that the right way? She's dipping them, frying them up. Mm-hmm. Woo, that looks good. So,
real healthy.
that Cash says we're teasing him too much. Must be good. So, can we hunt with thermal or night vision here in Florida? We absolutely can for hogs and things like coyotes. 100% allowed. Yep. And somebody asked if I ever heard of LP smart sighting. And I have, but to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not crazy about the idea that it's pressed OSB. I don't mind OSB being under a vapor barrier like that, but I don't want it on the outside. I know it's supposed to be really good stuff, but I'm a huge Hardy board fan. And speaking of, I've already got all my Hardy right there anyway, so kind of passed all that. So A Outdoors says, how much do I need? I really only need a couple boxes, but here's the thing. My rifle absolutely loves Hornady American Whitetail pointed soft points, the 129 grain. That's what I've been looking for, and cannot find. Oh, now y'all talking my language, people. Yes. And Tiffany's talking my language over here, too. Fastest way to a man and dog's heart, through the stomach. Wow, that's spicy. I can smell it.
Oh, boy.
It's making me cough. It's so spicy. That's the bad thing about carne asada. Woo, that stuff is spicy. So Edward asked, any reason I don't have windows on this side? Well, actually, believe it or not, there is a window in there. I'm not going to cut it until the day I need to install the window. There's a bedroom one over here. And the reason we didn't do windows over in this area, I know it looks funny, but nobody's really over here looking at this side of the house. But that's our huge entertainment center, and we did not want an afternoon glare of sun coming in while you're trying to watch TV and blinding us on the couch. We actually kind of prefer a darker house. But one big window's going there, and there's another one in the back. There's just no point in cutting my vapor barrier and letting rain blow in the house until the day I need to install my window. See, everybody talking about these 6.5s now. Great rifle. So do bears eat steak? I guarantee a bear eat anything. So Cash, yes, there is a Bass Pro Shop near me, but I tend to not go in them often because them guys can be expensive at times. But really, they've been the only people around me here lately keeping ammo, so I do go in there for that. So what's our favorite way to cook coyote? Well, I like to bury them in dirt. Yeah.
Not cooking coyote.
Yeah. So Jason says, why not install windows before siding? I absolutely will. I'm just not going to cut my vapor barrier until it's time to put the window in, and then I'll do my siding around it. But the proper way, 100% in my opinion, is to install your windows and doors first, then do your siding. So that's the order we will take. Yep, Cash, I need to look into that, seeing about ordering some of that in. Oh man, this looks so good. Things are puffing up.
Yeah, a little bit there.
Yes, sir. Oh, this smells so good, y'all.
You get to clean the Blackstone tonight.
I get to clean it.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, y'all got any more questions? Y'all getting quiet on me. Y'all just having your own rifle conversation. So Cash says he would like to send me some, but I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't know if you can send, I mean, I can order ammo through the mail. I don't know if there's anything against shipping it as a private individual. There may be all kinds of crazy rules nowadays. All right, A Outdoors, I will look for that email. And speaking of, I know several of y'all have emailed me. I'm definitely behind on email. I've got quite a few unread ones to get to. I will get to them ASAP. I worked on a bunch of YouTube and Facebook comments today. Speaking of, if any of y'all use Facebook, we're slowly growing that. We would appreciate you go over and like our channel over there. It's the same, the Kelley's Outdoors. Eventually, we're going to get to where we produce different content on Facebook versus YouTube, because I'm starting to see there's a different type of demographic or different type of crowd over there. And I think once we start making more and more content down the road, it'd be nice to have a place to split it up. We'll kind of gear YouTube toward what it wants to watch and Facebook toward what people want to watch from there. So check us out over there. And I also do Instagram too, same exact channel name, the Kelley's Country Life and the Kelley's Outdoors. We have both, so check that out as well. So James says, do I have any black rifles? Maybe I do. So Uncle Tim's got to jump off. He says, enjoy your carnitas, Andrew and Tiffany. Thanks for chatting with us, sir. Hanging around. I think we are. So John says, who wears the pants in the relationship, me or you? Neither.
Yeah.
Well, I like to think I do, John, and I would say the majority of the time I do until I don't. Hey. I think all married men know exactly what I'm saying. Yep, Save Your Brass says Big Wave, Florida. I have been doing that because what y'all don't know, once I get this room cleaned out, I actually have a section inside that door right there that's dedicated for a reloading table. I want to get into that big time down the road. And believe it or not, I'm going to build me a custom shooting bench out here later, probably on casters. And it just so happens right inside those pines right there is 100 yards. And we're going to wind up with a berm right there for some testing once I do reloading. All right, a lot of people jumping off. Thank y'all so much for chatting with us, and quite a few still hanging on to see what's going on here.
Can't wait to try these.
Yes, those do look so good. Cash says he's done hoarding. Yeah, I think a lot of people started hoarding a bunch of ammo there a while back. Now we all winding up with more than we know what the heck to do with. Problem is, I ain't got what I need for like my hunting rifles. Connor says he's still waiting on that zapper. Connor, you might be waiting a little while.
This stuff made a lot more than I was thinking.
Yeah, I know.
My
Heck
goodness.
yeah, we're going to have
we
tons
might
of
be able to
these.
share some of these tomorrow.
All right, y'all better drive over. She just said we got way more than we thought. Chris says he's sending a package for a hunting trip. I'll be looking for it. I hope you're joking, by the way. Don't send me nothing. Y'all don't need to do that. So Edward says he can hear the dinner bell all the way over New Mexico. Yeah, that did make a ton, y'all. And that little pork loin looked tiny. She's like, oh, it's tiny. I don't even know if it'll be enough for 4 meals. Shoot, it's enough for 6 meals. Yeah, we got to get us a nice camera and start a cooking channel one of these days. Let her show you how to do easy meals. None of that fancy stuff you constantly on YouTube. Let's do some outdoor Blackstone and Instapot cooking. The everyday American cooking.
I pretty much cook in my Instapot every day.
Yes, she does. That Instapot has been amazing. So people saying they're here to the end. Getting on Southwest now, says Lisa Kelley. All right, we'll just have to reheat it when you get here. Oh, Maxine's got a brilliant idea. Warm them up in the morning, put a few eggs on it. That would be a heck of a breakfast burrito right there. Well, breakfast taco, I guess. That would work great.
Definitely eat it.
Yeah, Rehab Laugh said, don't tempt me. I ain't that far away. I know you're not. So Cynthia asked how the cooler's working. I'm still got it out there, and it's been working great. It's that plug-in, either 110 volt or 12 volt cooler. You can do a freezer, refrigerator on one side or the other, or both. No problems, no issues with it at all. It's been an absolute lifesaver to have it out there. Keep it full of drinks, keep it full of my little Kool-Aid packets that I mix up with the water, and not have to constantly walk back and forth over here getting drinks out of the refrigerator. So I've got my own personal one out there, and I run it way more than it's intended and designed to run, and it has no problem.
Let these last little ones cook, and we are ready.
All right. Well, I think we're going to wrap this up, everybody. Tiffany did an excellent job of cooking these pork carnitas right here. I think we are going to definitely like the way that she did this. Like I said, normally she does it in an oven, and I think the Blackstone's going to crisp up that meat and brown it up absolutely perfect.
Do it any other way now.
I think this is the way to do it. And it was my suggestion, y'all.
You will get credit for that.
Yep. And you get all the credit for cooking and doing all the hard work while I just sit over here and yak. All right. See quite a few people jumping off. Good night, y'all. I think we were about to wrap this thing up ourselves. Enjoy dinner. We're going to get on to bed. Y'all enjoy your Labor Day, by the way. We forgot to tell everybody that. So,
yes.
Yep. Happy Labor Day weekend. Thank you for everybody that's out there working and supporting and doing the things that you do. I mean, that's what makes this country so awesome. Thank y'all for all the people around the world watching that maybe aren't having a Labor Day to celebrate, but that's what we're going to do tomorrow. Kind of enjoy yourself. Got a mosquito on you. The bugs are biting. So, again, thanks for watching. Thank you so much for the donations. It truly means everything to us. It does. Thank you for allowing at least me right now, and us really, to live this lifestyle. It means the world to us. We'll catch you on the next video. Y'all have a good day. Don't forget, no live stream next week. Sorry, I'm already kind of regretting not having one, but we'll catch y'all the week after and kind of fill you in on everything that's going on in life here lately. We'll still get you some videos out. Y'all have a good night.
Good night.
See ya.